This is Bruce for FXEmpire taking a look at silver. This is the forecast for 2024, so we're going to spend a little more time today on the technicals and we're going to take a look at some of the larger patterns that are occurring. So let's start with the monthly chart here. In the monthly chart, the main thing I want to point out is this large bull flag that had been forming with the pole right here, a sharp, relatively fast move, 5 months, 165.8% rally. It still went higher after that, by the way. And then we had a couple years of a declining consolidation, forming this flag with parallel channels. We broke out of the flag in April of last year, and then quickly found resistance at 2607, and then sold off for the remaining of the year until just the last 2 months. So what happened in the last 2 months is we broke out of that pattern. Now, the target from the flag is quite a ways up because we could take this distance, we add it onto the breakout level, and it comes around 40.50 or so. And so that is a possibility. 40 to 43 is the actual level that the flag calculates based on a percentage basis and based on a dollar basis. So it's looked at in both ways. It gives two different targets between 40 and 43. However, for my forecast, I'm predicting that we hit this 34.43 level, which completes this ABCD pattern, this large ABCD pattern, and essentially completes a 61.8% Fibonacci retracement. Not exactly, but pretty close to it. So we get up in that zone. Maybe it's a little low, but that is my prediction for this year, that we reach a high of 34.43. Now, a couple other things to point out that are pretty important. Number one, look at the monthly and see how so what has happened during this time frame is that volatility has contracted and price has contracted and it's building up energy for the next move, we could say, similar to any type of consolidation pattern. You can see that reflected very simply and looking at how the two moving averages are moved close together and they've now converged. So it's showing that volatility has declined, volatility has slowed down. What happens after low volatility? An increase in volatility, i.e., the potential for trending. Now we have a monthly trend that has already begun on here, which is part of this larger monthly trend with the swing high, a higher swing low, and now the expectation is for a continuation. So we have tested, you can see this month tested support of this long-term downtrend line and bounce, which also is a test of both moving averages on the monthly basis. Remember, these are 50-month, 20-month simple moving averages. This is exactly the type of price behavior you'd like to see, a breakthrough resistance, pull back, test support, and then a continuation of the rally. Now, we need more, okay? It's only done a little bit so far, but that is the expectation currently. Now, moving on to the weekly chart, let's see, look at the further details. We can see that test and holding of support of the long-term trend line a little better. You see, we broke out of the long-term trend line, triggering a continuation of this initial bull flag breakout. This is the big bull flag here, and we can really say this is almost a fractal in some ways of this larger bull flag, although it's not as well formed. So we broke out over here in March initially, quickly found resistance, pulled back, went back below the line, chopped around a bunch, and we've been chopping around. Now the moving averages combined together on the weekly as well. Also showing us that lower volatility potentially leads to high volatility. That's why we're looking at that. So this subsequent test down here 2 weeks ago to test support at the trend line, and it happens to be where the two trend lines converge, which is even more significant in my opinion, leads me to believe that we're not going below that low and that we're going to continue to trend higher in silver with a higher target of 43.43. Of course, we could go higher than that, but I think that we have the potential to really accelerate as we saw prior to the flag forming. Not that we're going to go the same percentage or same distance necessarily, although we could, but certainly it's heading in the right direction. So that is it for silver traders. Have a great New Year's and a great 2024.